very important match which will be played on Sunday. It doesn't sound like a very important match. It doesn't sound like a massive banger of a match. But unfortunately for us, it's one of the most important matches of the season. Now, you might think I'm exaggerating here, but, and I say unfortunately for the simple fact that we wasted so many chances that now, this on Sunday has become, one of the most important matches ever against a club which you don't think, a top quality match will pop out of. But unfortunately, the reality is this. And, on Sunday, we need to react. We need to react and try to overcome our last two defeats. We need to try and, give a sense of, I want to get back winning by showing the aggression to the fans. Now, speaking about the fans, I just want to mention that in Italy now, there's a law that from now, starting this weekend until the start mid-February, stadiums will only have 5,000 people as a capacity. Now, for a club which its passion is insane, and every single time, no matter what the match is, there's a full stadium, it might be quite a problem because the players are used to the fans, pushing them to wanting more. But unfortunately, the players for at least a month need to deal with 5,000 fans in the stadium, which is not a lot indeed. And also, we've got some news because Karsdorp and Smalling have both tested positive for COVID, so they won't be available for this match. And so we've got a predicted 11 to talk about. Now, obviously, I'm gonna give my predicted 11 in this video. We've got, I'm just gonna give my predicted 11 in a few minutes. But before, speaking about the predicted 11, what does it mean for Roma coming towards this match? I do think this match is extremely important for everyone, for the players and for Mourinho, because they need to give, a sort of change to what they need to change the attitude of when they play football. And they need to change the attitude for the fans, because the fans need to understand that this team wants to play football when they step up on the stadium. Something which in these two couple game weeks, in the first one against Milan, we didn't do. And in the second one, we only did for 70 minutes. It's a challenge because they are a team which are fighting for relegation. They are 18th and they only have 3 wins out of 21 matches in the Serie A this season. 2 out of these 3 wins for Cagliari came in the last 2 consecutive game weeks. And this suggests that after the Christmas break, this team, which is fighting for relegation, has a different mood, has a different, a different attitude. And it can cause trouble to Roma. Because, as I repeat, we lost so many points against small clubs that losing points against Cagliari would be even, it wouldn't be good. But I can see Roma losing points against Cagliari. The last match before the Christmas break against Sampdoria, in my opinion, could easily be the same match as Sunday. Because Cagliari are inevitably going to close themselves down. They're inevitably going to park the bus. So Mourinho and the players, over the course of this week, had to find ways to infiltrate the defense. Because expect Cagliari to park the bus. And this will cause many problems. Because with teams which park the bus, Roma always have trouble scoring. It will be a very equal match. It will be a very balanced match. It will be a very important match, as I said. The reaction, and we need to, cause in a way, the next matches for AS Roma are winnable matches. But we lose so many points against small clubs that with AS Roma you can't predict anything, to be honest with you. So, we are currently, just to give you an impression of the table, Napoli is third with 43 points. Atalanta is fourth with 41 points, but have a match remaining, which got called off for COVID. Juventus are fifth with 38 points, and Fiorentina, Roma, and Lazio all have 32 points, but Fiorentina has a match remaining. Right now, coming towards this match, I think Roma has one objective when it comes to the Serie A season, and it is try getting in the Europa League. It's gonna be hard because we lost against Juventus. If we didn't lose against Juventus, things would have been way easier. But we lost that match, and we are now 6 points from Juventus, who are coming from a defeat in the Super Cup. You know, we need to give a sense of pressure to Juventus, because Juventus right now are not worried about us. Another good factor of why we should win against Cagliari is to put pressure on Juventus. Because, you know, I'm not saying Juventus are gonna lose points in this game week. Actually, let me see where they're playing. Yeah, they're playing at home against Juventus. I'm not saying Juventus are gonna lose points at home against Udinese. But what I'm saying is Juventus are gonna lose points over the course of this second half of the season. They're not a great of a team. We lost to them because of deconcentration. We dominated against them for 70 minutes. Juventus can easily lose points against Inter Milan, AC Milan, and that is already 6 points back. But obviously to do this, we have to start winning with small clubs, because over the course of the first half of the season, things, you know, we lost against Bologna, we lost against Venezia, we lost against Verona, we drew against Sampdoria. How do you know, we need a reaction, and that's inevitable. I'm going to stop rambling and saying, you know, these things, because, you know, it doesn't take a genius to understand it. We need to get back winning this match, we need to get back reacting, and we need to put pressure on the teams in front of us. On Lazio behind us, on Fiorentina, on Juventus. And we need, you know, we need to try and get in Europa League. It's gonna be hard, but we need to try and do it. This team, you know, many people might say this team is not a Europa League level. I don't care. We have to try and get in a Europa League. Because if we don't get in a Europa League, if we get thrown out of the Europa Conference League, and I do think we're going to get thrown out of the Coppa Italia because we're playing Inter Milan if we win the round against Lecce, then it's an absolute failure for Roma, for the players, for Mourinho, for the Fredkins, and for Thiago Pinto. We need to try and overcome this. We need to try and get Europa League, even if it's hard. And by getting Europa League, we definitely can't afford to lose points against Cagliari. They are a team, as I said before, who step on the Olimpico to try and get 1 point, which will be the equivalent of 3 points. They're a team which won 3 matches out of 21 this season in the Serie A. In 2 out of the 3 matches they won are the 2 consecutive matches which Cagliari won just before this. They won against Sampdoria away, and they won at home against, who was it? At home against someone. Let me get it right, but I think they won at home against Bologna. There you go. So they're getting their rhythm back. You know, I'm gonna conclude this stream with my prediction, but before that, predicted 11, because it's the most important thing. We have some fairly, you know, big news in a way, because Korstop and Chris Smalling have both tested positive for COVID. So Mourinho needs to invent something in the defensive section. Now, the fact that we bought Sergio Oliveira means that Cristante can easily play in the defensive section. My predicted 11 looks like this. First of all, I'm going with the same exact, you know, the same exact way of, you know, scheme as against Juventus, because I think it was good for the first 70 minutes. And if we play like we played against Juventus in the first 70 minutes, we'll cluster Cagliari. You know, AS Roma was playing with let me get it right. They were playing with a 4-2-3-1. Obviously, we need to try and score against Cagliari, so maybe Mourinho would consider playing with a 3-1-5-2. A 3-1-5-2, which is what he's been doing against small clubs. And in fact, I do think that we will see a 3-1-5-2. And I think it will look like this. Rui Patricio in goal. Ibanez, which needs to overcome this mental state he's going through. Ibanez, Cristante, and Mancini, because he's back from... Yeah, he's back. Obviously no Smalling because of COVID. So Ibanez, Mancini, and Cristante will be the 3 defenders. The player who will play in the defensive section will be Veretout. Now, obviously, the fact that we've got many players who tested positive means that we will see, in my opinion, this is my predicted 11. I might get it completely wrong, but this is my predicted 11. And I do think we will see Oliveira, Cristante, and Veretout starting all together, which is something we will barely see when the players get back from COVID. Cristante will play in the defensive section next to Mancini and Ibanez. Veretout will be the sole defensive midfielder. And my five attacking midfielders are going to be Maitland-Niles, Pellegrini, Mkhitaryan, Sergio Oliveira, and Afina Gyan Felix on the left-hand side. Because Felix played an absolute amazing match against Juventus, 70 minutes against Juventus. And what Mourinho said after that match is that as soon as I subbed Felix off, we were in the shit. Mourinho said that. You know, he had an amazing view of Felix against Juventus. And I think we will not play with Vigna. That obviously means that our balance will be focused on the attack with Mkhitaryan, Pellegrini, Oliveira, Maitland-Niles, and Felix. Not having Vigna means that we've got one less defensive player up there. But to be honest with you, for a team like Cagliari, I would rather focus that balance on the attacking section than the defensive section, because they're gonna park the bus. And this is inevitable. They're gonna come at the Olympico and park the bus. You know, so I do think Felix will start. And my 2 attackers up front will be Abraham, obviously, and Zaniolo, because he's back from the slight muscle problem he had, which didn't make him available for Juventus. So Zaniolo and Abraham, Maitland-Niles, Mkhitaryan, Oliveira, Pellegrini, and Felix in the 5. Is it 5? Yeah, in the 5 attacking midfielder. Veretout will be the sole defensive midfielder. Ibanez, Cristante, and Mancini, the 3 defenders, and Rui Patricio in goal. Talking about substitutions, we don't have Villar anymore. We don't have Borja Mayoral anymore, who have been, or I should say, new Getafe players. So I think giving Borja Mayoral away was absolutely bullshit. But, because I always say this. But if Tammy gets injured, we're done. We are absolutely done. Now, from now on Sunday, it's actually starting today, because players can get injured in training sessions. If Abraham, from now on until the end of the season, if Tammy Abraham gets injured, we are in the mud, because we don't have Borja Mayoral anymore. And to be honest with you, Borja Mayoral, in my opinion, was way better than Shomurodov, had way more experience than Shomurodov, and scored more goals than Shomurodov. But, I'm not the manager, as I said. Mourinho inevitably prefers Shomurodov, and obviously, we'll have faith in him. But I do think that giving away Borja Mayoral, because we didn't sell him, been a big hazard, because we've got quite a few months to go through with the hopes of Tammy not getting injured. And in these last couple of game weeks, he's always been getting a slight injury over the course of a match. Now, the last thing I want to do is examine their players, because let me get it. Where is it? Because their biggest threat is João Pedro, someone who scored many goals this season, someone who's been keeping Cagliari's hopes of, getting rid of relegation. It's been him. So he's the biggest threat. And they have got Nandes, who's back from COVID, who's a good balanced midfielder. And these are basically their biggest threats as players. Roma should win comfortably and go further than that's it. Very sad this morning will not be there. I can't wait to see Sergio Oliveira start for us. He's going to be a huge boost for us in that defensive midfielder role. I'm very positive for us going forward the rest of the season with Sergio Daye. I do think Sergio Oliveira will score on Sunday. I might be a moron. Trust me, Oliveira will score on Sunday. If it's a penalty, let him take it. Let's be positive. I predict 10 wins in a row. Felix is... I don't mean Felix playing as a left back. I think the fact that we're playing against a small club and we need to score because they're going to park the bus. I do think we're not going to play with a left back and Felix will directly start from the attacking side. You know, Tammy Abraham is on fire. He's scored 9 goals and 1 assist in the last 9 games, plus scored in big games against Juventus, Milan and Atalanta. Abraham is amazing. Myral and VR played versus Bodo will not be missed. Mate, how can you judge their life at AS Roma, their career at AS Roma, just because they got one match wrong? It's not their fault. The entire team got that match wrong. You know, I don't think that's a good statement because Myral and VR have been completely thrown out of this team after a match which, you know, it wasn't even their full responsibilities. So I'm going to insist and say that giving away Borja Myral has been a great hazard, but you know, as I repeat, I'm not the manager, so I don't have a voice when it comes to this. I don't think Elder would start if Tammy gets injured. Mourinho would make adjustments to the formation and probably just plays Zaniolo up top solo. Yes, I agree with that, but there also the fact that Mourinho loves Shomurodov might be a winning factor in something. But I do agree. I would much rather start with Zaniolo up front than Shomurodov. I don't have nothing against Shomurodov. You know, you guys might have the impression I hate him, but he's not that good. He's not good enough. You know, he hasn't got the experience, so that's it. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're new here, please subscribe. I'm from Portugal and I can say Sergio Oliveira is a penalty free kick specialist. There you go. Sergio Oliveira to score on Sunday. If you're new here, please subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. Get this number to 2,000 subscribers as soon as possible. Subscribe if you're new. Like this live stream as soon as it becomes a video. And comment in the comments your predictions for Sunday. Your predicted 11 and your score predictions. And I'm going to go with a 2-0 Roma win, which will be great. I'm going with 2-0. And yeah, follow me over here on Instagram at Lower